Ready? Oh, sorry. Good morning, pharmacy.
Morning.
I know it's quiz day. However, yesterday when I did tutoring, I realized that certain terminologies are still not clear. And I wanted to give you a tip. That's why I said, come to the tutoring because some of your classmates may say something that will just be an aha moment or I think that will help you. So, one of those things yesterday that Sasha and I discussed was what I realized was some of you are still confused with the term discount amount, discount percentage, markup amount, markup percentage. But there was one word I said yesterday that gave Sasha an aha moment. Okay, it might help you too. Okay, so I said when you say discount amount, you're asking of money, right? Discount amount. When I said the words, how much did you save? That's what discount amount is. It's only the amount that you save. Do you follow? Discount amount should be in dollars, okay? Or money unit. In other words, how much did you save in money? Okay, so moving on to discount percentage, as the term implies, this is a percentage. What percent of that amount you saved? What percentage is that amount you saved versus what? Percent of what? What's the formula that I gave you? Percent of the selling price, original selling price. Can you follow? Because you have to remember for discount, you're the buyer, you're the consumer, you're the patient. You follow? For markup, you have to think in terms of you're the seller, you're the business owner, you're the pharmacy owner, okay? Or if it's an employee-owned company, you're still part owner of the company, right? So same markup amount will be in money per unit, okay? So markup amount will be, again, you are the seller here. You are the business owner, okay? You own the pharmacy or you're the manager of the pharmacy, you're the supervisor of the pharmacy, whatever it is. Markup amount is in dollars. How much did I make? Right? How much can I make from this product? Those are the other words. Stasha's writing those words because it helps her, okay? When I said this word yesterday, she said, oh, I understand it better, okay? Markup amount is how much did I make from this transaction? Just the net. You follow? After taking out how much you spent. Can you follow? So markup percentage, on the other hand, will be, remember the formula? So what percentage of that is based on the what? Wholesale price, remember? Because as a seller, you're privy to the wholesale price. As a buyer, you're not privy to the wholesale price, right? You're not privy to the cost, the acquisition cost, how much they purchased it, yeah? So remember the formula I created here? Percent discount is what? The discount amount in dollars over the selling price, because you know the selling price is a buyer times 100. Any follow? Go back here, because your test will have a lot of this. That's why I wanted to clarify again today. Okay. So This one, markup side, business owner side, okay, manager side, this will be markup amount over non-selling price.
Wholesale.
This one is wholesale price because you know how much you purchased that particular drug or product for from the manufacturer. Can you follow? First time it's 100 because it's percent. Are those terminologies clear? Yes, Ethan.
So the markup price is how much you're trying to upsell the product.
Yes, it pertains specifically to the product. Remember yesterday, I said, oh, the pharmacy wants a 40% markup on this. That's why our multiplier is times 1.4 pertaining to the product. Because your cost of goods sold pertains specifically on the product. Your expenses doesn't pertain particularly on the product. Your operating expenses pertain again to utilities, salaries. It doesn't pertain particularly to that particular bottle, does it? No. Okay, so you have to understand that. So if they say the goal of the product is a 25% markup, you add a 25% on your wholesale price or acquisition cost. Can you follow? Okay, I'll have examples here. That's why I said, let's start early because I want to go over this practice problem so that you can answer your test better. Oh, whatever you're at. These are fun specific examples of retail pharmacy business math specific to pharmacy. Did I give you the APAP with codeine?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll do the first one and then I'll give you time to do 1, 2, 3 more. And then we go to taking the test. Clear? By the way, happy Friday. Who's still confused on the terminology? Still?
Like the terminology, it's just everything.
It's just everything.
I'm
Put what, when.
you.
Ah, okay. So the formula isn't working?
It's just,
It helps.
It helps. Well, it's just when to
I
do
think
something.
it's the way that
Yeah.
it's written on the board, and we try to, like, we're note people, like, we like to take notes, and like, I think it was all like running into one another, so when we went back to go for first time notes,
Yeah.
we were like, what the heck are we looking at? Because
Yeah, and it is hard. I do acknowledge that because you still have that consumer mentality. You're always the buyer. Okay? You're always the buyer. So it's so hard for you to flip as I'm the business owner. This terminology is for business owner. I'm the seller. Okay? That's why this is an application to if you're a pharmacy manager, pharmacy supervisor. Which I wanted to say, the only requirement for you to be a store supervisor or a district manager in this chain stores is for you to be CPhT. Okay, that's why this particular class is very, very helpful. If your route tends to be on the management side, or it tends to be on the admin side, administrative side. Okay, now please stop coaching one another at this point because I want to know why you're still confused, why you're having difficulty despite the formula and despite, okay, you're the buyer here, discount. You won't say an owner, a business owner, that they like giving discounts. No, they don't. They want making money, so the term is markup, okay? I want to see how you solve number 1 first. Don't share your answers. Don't teach anybody. Okay. And let me tell you this, if you're having a hard time with conversions from the beginning, how do you think you do on this topic? That's why I said it's a progression. Okay. I want to see answers on the first one. I won't do it on the board yet. I'll erase that. Okay. Because I want to see how you're thinking this through. Any answers?
It's probably not right, by what, 52, 50.
Same mistake you did as yesterday.
I think it's expensive that.
Ethan?
42, 35.
No. What's going on? Sales less cost of goods sold equals gross profit minus expenses equals net profit. I had a similar example yesterday about, what is this, a markup or a discount? Correct, the term is markup. The goal of the business or the pharmacy is a 40% markup on the product.
And the dispensing fee is the expenses.
What is it, Chrysler?
Dispensing fee is the expenses.
Dispensing fee is the amount that they want to charge to the patient, not related to the product. Continue. So how am I going to solve this?
So you minus the $30, minus $20, $30. Sorry. So you
Are the business owner here? So you want to tack in everything to the buyer.
So the $30, $30.25, and then you minus the markup price. Right? No?
This is how much you bought it. You're going to take out 40%. What kind of business is that? What do you think?
Oh, you wanna
Sasha, help out. Let's see if you, she was with me during tutoring yesterday, okay? And that's why I said, those of you who I'm expecting to show up on tutoring is not showing up, okay? Sasha, times what? Very good. What's the answer here?
You're adding.
What is it? 42.35. Do I end here? Very good. You want to charge this to the patient. You want to charge everything to the patient or to the buyer or to the consumer. So if we add this, 7.25 will be my answer. This is already how much you paid for. Why are you going to take out 40%? You don't do business to not make money. Yeah? So it's going to be plus 4. That's why I said the goal of the business or the goal of the product is to make 40%. So that the 40% doesn't get eaten up, it also charges the expenses. But the expenses, which is the dispensing fee in our case, doesn't pertain particularly to the product, does it? Doesn't pertain particularly to the product. Okay, is that clear? And I've been very repetitive, very, very repetitive. Yes, Ethan, I'm pointing at your drink.
Oh, okay. The water, the one next to you, the one on the side, on the side of you.
That's water. It's allowed in the classroom. Let's go.
But you said we had to be in the phone.
Only clear. Only clear the kids are allowed in the classroom. Go. What is your question?
My question was going to be, I thought the dispensing fee was coming from overhead, so you removed it from the profit that you're selling.
But it's a reverse problem.
Yeah.
Why is it a reverse problem? This is how you're going to record it in a financial statement, because you want to take out your expenses so you don't get taxed for it. As a business owner, you take out all your expenses because you're going to be taxed on your net profit. You understand? You're not going to be taxed including your expenses. You don't understand?
I guess it means it's expensive. I do not know where to put it.
Do you want the government to tax you here if you're a business owner without taking out your expenses?
No.
Of course not. So when you record this in your financial statement, you declare how much you made. As a business owner, you have to tell the government, this is how much the the goods are. This is how much I made. But you know what? I got an expense, so take out the expenses. Okay? So take out the expenses. Okay? This is your paper, your salary, everything else. You're not going to take this out because you want to charge this as a fee to cover your overhead. I just put this here, but this is not the exact formula for this particular problem. This is a format for a financial statement. And this is how you're going to see it all the time. Okay? You're going to have financial management classes, financial statement analysis. If you're a supervisor, if you're a manager, you're going to figure out what your budget is. Okay? You're going to figure out what your budget is. You're going to figure out month to month if you're making money. You're going to figure out year to year if you're making money.
So it's
Okay.
safe to say that there's sales and basically what the 30-25 is, right?
What is it?
The sales.
Yes. Okay. So if we're talking about plugging these numbers, okay, plugging these numbers into the what? Into the formula, the financial statement, you're going to declare, this is not 30-25 sales. You're going to declare this. Following, it's in reverse. You're going to declare that you made this much. Because that's how much you totally got from the patient or the customer.
That's what you told us.
So that's your total sales, 4960. You start from the bottom. That's why I said, and then your cost is 3025. And what is this? Can you give me an answer here?
1935.
1935. That's just your gross profit. Then you take out your expenses, whatever it is. You want to take out that. Then this becomes 1210.
Oh, 12.10. Yeah.
That's your net profit. This is where the government will tax you. Do you want the government to tax you on this?
No.
No. That's why I said you can't subtract it because this is a reverse problem. You understand? As a business, and I do know the reason why you're having a hard time, because 90% of you are having a hard time flipping from a consumer mindset, which you've all been since you were born, to a businessman mindset. And it's easy for me because I've always been in business. Yeah, because it's a different approach. If I'm talking to other people who are business, if I'm talking in a business class, we're doing businesses on the side, it's a different story, right? They're going to understand just a few words that come out of my mouth. But because of the mentality of a consumer that's ingrained in you as a habit through this, that's not your fault, okay? Through the years, it's so hard for you to flip. But will I let you not have the opportunity to move up the corporate ladder? Because I didn't teach you this somehow. At least you have, oh, okay, I know how to read a financial statement. I know that we're making money. I know that we're losing. This is how you can understand why employees need to be fired. This is how you can understand why I have extra budget to hire another pharmacist, to hire 5 techs. These numbers are the ones that will talk to the decision makers to justify hiring more or firing people. Not profitable, are we going to do it? And this is also related to your inventory class, which is coming up. Why? Are we keeping a product that doesn't move? Why are we going to keep a product that doesn't move, that nobody orders? We're just going to keep it just for a few people. But we know that that's not what makes the money for us. That's why we have what we call fast movers. Each store, each pharmacy has what we call fast movers. What are your top 50 fast movers? If you're gonna want to, if you want to excel, You know, you should know, like, what are your fast movers in your pharmacy? Top 50, I can tell you what moves fast in this pharmacy if you've worked there for months. And that's what tells you, these are my money makers. We call them cash cows. These are my money makers. Not all of this make the money pharmacy. You gotta know that. You understand? Okay. That's why it's hard. It's not your fault that you don't understand this terminologies right away. But you gotta speak up, because yesterday I was done teaching. Okay, until Sasha came to the tutoring and she was explaining to me until words came out of my mouth and she said, that's it. How much did I save? It's easy for you to understand that part because consumer mindset, right? It's not your fault. A lot of you are just out of high school. You're in school because you wanted to get a job. You didn't, this is not a business school. So it is tough. Okay, it is tough. If it's not your passion, it's not your passion. Yeah. But I think I was born with a passion for business ever since. Okay. So, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't understand this, because these are the numbers that will talk to the decision makers. Should we buy more of this? You know that this is your top 50 fast movers. There shouldn't be a day that you're out of that. I'm relating it to the next class, which starts Wednesday, inventory. And you're going to have money math again in inventory, right, Ms. J? Acquisition cost, average wholesale price, UNC, and average wholesale price. Students came back and said, Ms. L, we had this problem. 3 questions on PTCE. The average wholesale price and the UNC, which is part of inventory and pharmacy tech. Now, did you see why in reverse? Why this has to be, you want it, as a business owner, you want to charge everything. Think about shipping. They charge the shipping to us when we buy something. You said, oh, free shipping. I saw a meme or whatever that is. It's like, there was a guy on a picture, like, one picture is like $2.99 plus, okay? So for example, $9.99 shipping. He said, no, right? And this one is $13, free shipping. I said, yes. Because the free shipping in your mind, it's psychology. It says psychology, and it's been proven to be very effective. Okay. It's easy for you to say that because you went to MBA school. No, think about it. That's why I'm relating it to you. What would you buy on Amazon? The ones with free shipping, right? Not that you know, but they actually tapped in the actual shipping cost on what you're buying. That's why it was funny to me when I saw that meme of 2 pictures, one with the shipping and handling, and one says free shipping, but they add up the same. Magic. No, it's strategy. It's sales psychology. Okay. It is sales psychology. All the ads that you see, it's even well nicer for business owners now because of AIs, the bots. Okay, you get bombarded by the ads, which are your interests. Sometimes it fails, like, am I being targeted as a man? Yeah. What was that?
I get Pima ads 24/7.
See, and you're already here. Okay, that's why we say, oh, our phones are listening.
Yeah.
But it's actually your interest as you browse the internet. That's why I taught Ms. Shailene how to browse the internet discreetly. Okay, so yeah, that's why your fares, airplane fares, you looked up a flight, it's this much. Hours later, you looked it up again, it's this much. You know why? Because it cookied you already. Remembered you. So what I do, I go incognito. You know how to go incognito? Okay, Command Shift N if you're using a Mac, Control Shift N if you're using a Windows. You see? So now you have like, oh, better understand. One of my best friends told me, she said, "You're a really good businessman, but you're such a great consumer too." I am. I am. And if I wanted to get into a business, I would buy and go through the sales process of that business to see how he's selling, how she's selling. Okay. But like what I said, this is not a business class. Okay. And go to school for business. Okay. This is a pharmacy class, but it doesn't mean you cannot learn this. You have to understand that we have to make money in the pharmacy so that they could keep you. They could hire more help. They could pay your salaries, okay? Versus a business owner, you don't want to keep those inventories if they're not moving. But you also have to remember that, well, the reason why we're keeping them is because we are still a service company. We have to serve those people who's got that disease or problem, even if they're very little. So the other products will actually cover that. Have you heard of the Orphan Drug? This comes up on the PTCE all the time. The Orphan Drug law. When a disease, okay, like a disorder, a disease, affects less than 200,000 people, okay? You have to remember this. Comes up on the board all the time. What do you call this law? Orphan drug. That's why I want to teach the law part. Okay. Orphan drug. Okay, Orphan Drug Act. The law states that if there's a group of people or the population is less than 200,000, the disease affects less than 200,000. This gives pharmaceutical companies tax benefits, tax credits, to encourage these pharmaceutical companies to still manufacture the drugs for such group, for such disease. Because they can't be neglected. It's not all money. You have to serve this group too, this people. They're humans. They have a disease that's rare, less than 200,000. It encourages pharmaceutical companies to manufacture the drug for them. But they get tax credits, tax benefits for it. Okay? There won't be taxed the regular way because they're serving. This is not a money-making thing. It costs millions to billions to manufacture one drug. It takes 8 years. Okay, that's why we have what we call patents, exclusivity rights that last, I mentioned it, 20 years. This 20 years, well, of course, they've calculated that it's enough time for the pharmaceutical companies to recoup the cost of their investment. And then after 20 years, generics can be manufactured. Okay, they lose the exclusivity rights for that. Okay, other generics. Is it making more sense? Still not? I don't understand. You did calculus, which is a more complex than math. What is confusing you?
So are you treating the dispensing fee as like the shipping cost or an overhead cost? Because yesterday you said it was overhead, but we're acting like charging patients.
It is a technical term for pharmacy because you don't use dispensing fee in other businesses.
Yeah.
So it still falls as a fee. If you want to look at it as similar to a shipping cost, yeah.
So the dispensing fee is going to be a part of the markup, and then the net profit is going to be when you do the sales cost and all of that. You get what I'm saying? So it just depends on which one of those equations we're using and how we're going to use the name of it. It's still the same.
You have to take this out because you don't want the government to tax you on this and you pay this as a salary to people. The government will tax you on this. No, you don't want that. You have to take out all your expenses first that you pay the utilities for, the pharmacist, the pharmacy technicians, salary. That's why you take it out before you declare how much you really made. You follow?
So net profit is gonna be your expenses, because you're taking that out in order to get how much you're actually making. And then in the markup, it's gonna be your expenses, because we have to add that every time you send out a product, because that's how much you want to make, or that's how much you need in order to keep your business. So like 725 in that side is gonna be, okay, you need to add the 725 because every time somebody makes this, it costs us 725 for them to make it. So then on the other side, it's gonna be your expenses, because you have to subtract that out from what you're making, because you have to set that aside to put into your bills, your light bills, and how much the salary of the worker. So it's still the same number, but depending on which one of those you're using, that's what you're gonna call it.
You really didn't make this money is what she's trying to say, because you're gonna pay your bills. This is the only money that you really made. So she's right, you're gonna have to set that aside to pay your people,
So.
to buy printer, to buy ink, to buy whatever, softwares.
So you have the buyer pay the dispensing fee to help pay your bill.
It's just like shipping, like what you said, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna tack in the shipping to my buyer, right?
But also when we get a profit, so
Yeah.
regardless, we're paying for shipping.
Yeah, if you notice, when you eat out, like the tip is separate too, the tax is separate, because when you report, you have to report how much you charge for tax alone. Yeah, how much, the tip is not gonna be reported, because that goes directly to the servers. And the servers have to report that as their part of their income. See what I mean? That's why they have to be broken. Now, this is a general financial statement formula. This is how you're gonna see financial statements, and that's how you analyze things. And each one has percentage, okay?
And so, yeah, and so if you do that, I'm like, sell it to someone, you want to make 40% money. They don't want-
Yeah.
they don't